At least I've heard Ann Coulter say that before. Maybe that's right. Maybe that's not right. But yeah, I mean, look, it's like it's also a particularly it's a profound like act of treachery for a government to do that to its own country, like to allow that and really facilitate that to happen against the will of the domestic population. Like if you were to, I've tried to look this up before. I was trying to figure this out because I did a big immigration debate last year, or maybe the year before. And I was trying, you can't even get numbers on what the polling on open borders is because no one even asked the question in polling because it's like, they ask like, do you think immigration policy should be less restrictive or more restrictive? Because the number of people who support open borders, it's like maybe 1% of the country supports that. It's as unified an issue as anyone could have that. No, you can't just have the border wide open.
Right.
And so to do that to the American people against the, like you drastically change the country in a way that is not really, it's not easy to just undo. I mean, as we've seen, right? Donald Trump backed off of mass deportations almost immediately because big business doesn't want it. And then because, look, like the level of violence that you'd need to just physically deport 50 million people is going to be something that the American people just aren't going to put up with. I mean, you even see in Minnesota, and rightfully so. I completely understand it. But you see, like, you know, I saw one thing. I saw that Trump had asked the ICE agents who were going to the airports to not wear their masks. And I was like, is that even that's even an option? Why would they be masked in the airport?
Because they're ICE agents, because they get doxxed.
Well, that's their concern. And look, I understand that.
That's a real concern.
I understand that concern.
It's organized.
But at the same time, you know, there is a balancing act there. And, you know, a lot of people, like a lot of right-wingers will say, hey, look, if you're, you know, if you came here illegally, then that's a crime. You're here illegally. That's the law. And hey, I get that argument. But also, the supreme law of the land is the Constitution of the United States of America. And I've seen a ton of videos where there were masked ICE agents, not even identifying themselves, going up to people, telling them that you have to answer my questions, you don't have an option to walk away, which is like not true at all.
Well, that was my take on it, is that you can't accept people that are masked, that don't have any paperwork, that don't have a warrant on the streets in militarized situations. Because if they're using it for this, which you agree to, that opens up the door for them to use it because you won't take your vaccine or because you did this or did that or whatever the fuck it is. If a different person gets in power, maybe they're going to use it for something you don't support. It's just not something you're supposed to accept.
That's right. You don't want to accept that precedent.
Here's something that someone told me that is, this is a very credible source that I cannot reveal what the source is, but they told me that there are people in this country, and not just a few, but